Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3. Today we have herO here in the top right, spawning as our red Protoss player, while in the bottom left, as our blue Toss, it's going to be Creator. Fun little PvP here between some of Korea's finest, as we see herO opening up with a pylon proxy. The probe with the pylon still as well, but not doing much of anything, not actually building a building quite yet. This is what is often considered... Ooh, wait, what is this? Did herO just have to build 2 buildings to kill a probe? Is that just what happened here? Because he completely missed up his... Oh, wait. This pylon is just going to be there anyway. Okay, so this one's gonna finish. The battery gets cancelled. Gets a free kill on the probe as he opens up with 4 stalkers before anything else. No tech, no nothing. Don't forget that this is also with a fake proxy pylon. And I think this is going to get some type of defensive response here out of Creator. Because if I'm Creator, in this case, I see no proxy pylon, I see that 2 stalkers get produced, I'm being very afraid. I'm very afraid here of either a proxy robo or a proxy gateway. And with a proxy gateway, there's going to be a lot of stalkers on the way. With a proxy robo, there's going to be, well, 4 stalkers into an immortal, which is scary. I'm surprised how confident Creator is here in just setting up this defensive, these nexus already. Sure, with a battery, but still, this feels kind of risky. This initial trade goes quite well for Creator, it felt like at least. Gets quite some damage on the opponent's stalkers. Well, overall, actually, the damage done here probably was bigger by herO than what Creator inflicted on the opponent. But the battery is going to make up for a lot of that. Gateway is now turning into warp gates as the Twilight Council gets thrown down for both players. I'm just surprised how safe Creator feels. He has no clue about what's kicking off on the other side of the map. Literally has 0 information. herO, on the other hand, sees that there's a battery at least, so that is something. We have 2 adepts being constructed, and on top of that, herO also wasn't the one that had to be afraid. Don't forget, herO was the one who proxied the pylon. So yeah, I'm a little bit shocked, honestly, by the way that Creator plays here. Felt like this really carried some significant risk. As these 2 adepts now make their way across the map, we'll try to get a shade in, but unless Creator is completely asleep, which he isn't, these adepts should not get in. They should not finish either. There's 5 stalkers there. That's simply too many for these adepts to finish up. I'm expecting more adepts to be warped in over here on the right side, as Creator probably wants to repay this favor in kind. 3 stalkers make their way on the map, looking for the kill. Not quite getting it yet. Now, this is going to be pretty much a mirror game, which is what we've been seeing quite a bit in the Protoss versus Protoss matchup. Overall, I'm favoring herO's position, just because it felt like his early game was slightly tighter. He probably could play a little greedier, although that isn't really represented here in the probe count at all quite yet. This Dark Shrine by Creator is way too late. It's honestly kind of disappointing how poor the strategy choice is over here. This should never work in a million years. I think this is a... Yeah, I think this honestly is a blunder. I just don't quite understand why this would be done. This is a location that gets scouted very often. We see herO already is moving over there, just kind of blindly, wanting to see if there's a proxy gateway. And this is really standard as well. So, yeah, I have no clue what this was. If you want to rush a Dark Shrine, A, build it further away. Maybe on the left side is generally better as well. And B... build it way quicker, because this was so late. A robo would naturally be done already here for herO, and herO now has a lot of stalkers, as he's been continuing stalker production here. Creator doesn't have much of anything, and this sounds stupid, but it is completely possible that Creator just straight up dies here, as we have a blink in out of herO. Adepts meanwhile in the natural, keeping 2 stalkers busy. Couple of workers get taken out here. GG just gets called as Creator loses game number 1 in just kind of a silly fashion, honestly. Just getting outclassed here by herO in 6 minutes of time. You know, PvP just be like that sometimes. You know, you're out of position for a millisecond, or you don't have your battery up in time, and you're playing slightly greedier than your opponent. You can just end up dying. It feels bad, but there's just not so much you can do about it in my mind. Well, I didn't really like the opener of Creator. I think the proxy Dark Shrine was ridiculous. The depths didn't do much either. So, yeah. It is what it is. It feels frustrating to be on the receiving end, though, and I do empathize with that. We have Creator coming in with a quick scout. You know, this is why I like herO so much. herO has what I call the underdog mindset, and he always just manages to channel it. very often when players are very good at very high levels, they will start playing overly safe because they believe they're so much better than their opponents. You know, I think you often see this, especially with the high-level Zerg players. You know, they'll be building too many links initially rather than just building straight-up drones. herO doesn't suffer from this at all. He has the true underdog. He is always the underdog in his mind. He's always taking risk, not scouting, proxying crap on the map. His opponent can be a Terran that is hard stuck in gold 2, and herO will open up with a proxy gate, you know? Or a no-scout into a Nexus first. herO just literally doesn't give a crap about what level his opponent is. He's always playing like a wild maniac. And I kind of appreciate that. I think it's one of the reasons why herO is so extremely good. It's just because he's always a wild maniac. Like, he doesn't lose the worst player. Well, he'll lose to them as well because he takes a lot of risk. But at the same time, it's always scary to play against him. If I'm playing against a higher level player most of the time, I'm allowed to do the crazy stuff because they're going to be playing safer. And that's not the case against herO. Against herO, I once played a game. I think it was at... Yeah, it might have been DreamHack. It was in America. Atlanta, I think it might have been. Or Valencia, one of the two. And we both proxied a pylon on the map. And he just didn't scout altogether. And opened up with a blind, really fast Twilight behind it. And he comes up to me after the game, I think he beat me 2-1, and he killed me with a blink all in. Because his blink was way faster, because he built a really fast Twilight Council, which really isn't allowed. And he just comes up to me and starts smiling and asks me, why is your Twilight so late? And I'm just looking at him in disbelief. I'm like, what do you mean, why is my Twilight so late? Like, yours is way too early. This is completely unsafe. I say, if I would have proxy robot, you would have died. And he just looks at me with, you know, little twinkling stars as his eyes, and he just goes, yeah, maybe, but now my blink very fast. He just starts smiling, pats me on the shoulder, and walks away into the sunset. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? You're supposed to hit the guy or something? Like, he just literally doesn't give a crap about being safe at any point. It's like, he's so sick. So yeah, that's pretty much herO's mindset. I mean, I'm a significantly worse player than herO is. If herO and I get into a macro game 9 out of 9 times, he's going to win. Like, I was going to say 9 out of 10, but I'm pretty sure he just wins every single time. He's just actually better than I am. He just doesn't give a crap. He's like, well, it's also fun to win in the early game, I guess. Here, his battery was a little late, but just barely in time as Creator moves forward. Creator's following this up with an Immortal win, which is somewhat interesting. I actually really wonder what the correct response versus this. This is a build we hardly ever see. And it's a build that I really do struggle with holding as well. This is kind of like a proxy Immortal without the proxy. It hits slower, but you also have a Nexus behind it. So you can't just go all out on defense. Like, you can't completely go ham on the defense because there's going to be some probes behind this. I think personally that a good way to go about like one of these semi-all-ins is to have a pylon on the map and warping into a depth there, because that stops any mining from your opponent's natural. Then you feel a lot safer just adding a second, maybe even a third battery. Like, what is this movement? Have you been actually be hit in the head as a kid? Holy crap. What is this? Who does this? This is insane. This makes legitimately no sense. Why would he be out on the map? He knows he's being all-in. This is extremely idiotic, and I don't understand it. And he's now lost, what, 3 Stalkers for free. And after the game, he comes up to Creator and asks him, oh, why would you be so far out on the map? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is really bad right now for herO, honestly. This looked all fine. It really did. Like, this is annoying to play against, but it shouldn't be game-ending, especially if you have your blink on the way. Even now, this is still pretty scary for a Creator to attack into. That kind of shows how weak his build order, I guess, is, because he just killed 3 Stalkers for free. He's playing a tight all-in, and he isn't just straight up killing his opponent. Right now, herO actually is up 7 workers, has 2 batteries, and has blinked on. Here we go. Super Battery can still be activated as well. Battery blocked out the Adept Shade. I mean, this was honestly a really sick hold here out of herO, despite losing 3 Stalkers for absolutely free. And I think if you're Creator in this stage of the game, you gotta be asking yourself, hey, is this build any good? If my opponent can hold after losing 3 Stalkers for free, is this build just garbage, maybe? You know, is this really how it's supposed to be? And I think the answer is no. We have herO following this up with 4 gateways. We have charge on the way. Robotics facility as well going down in the natural for any potential, you know, if DTs show up. Accidentally finished a battery here in the wall. As herO hasn't been continuously producing probes from 2 Nexi, Creator actually somehow, some way managed to get back into this game. We now see a 3rd Nexus on the way. I honestly much prefer the follow-up path that Creator is taking versus the follow-up path that herO is taking. As we see, herO not expanding, focusing on extra gateways. We see a forge, we see charge. All of these resources could have been going into a faster 3rd. Instead, it is Creator who has a 3rd that's quicker by, well, at least 25 seconds. That means 2 entire workers there, as well as quicker saturation of that base. Creator also already has 2 Immortals with a 3rd one on the way. That means he could potentially go for a pretty powerful Blink Immortal timing. Immortals are generally quite strong against Blink Stalkers, especially once +1 is out. Once +1 is out, Immortals only require 3 shots to kill a Stalker, while without the +1 they require 4 shots. So the +1 really does a lot for the Immortal. Got a gas in the natural here. That's not very impressive, but still good to mention. A 4th Immortal almost feels like it's too much, you know? 4 Immortals. It's getting close to being too much in my mind. Real close to being too much. I don't like it. Attacks over here. Templar Archives. Off of 3 gases. Alright. I'm not commenting yet. You know, I'll comment once herO realizes that a Templar costs 150 gas and he's working off 3 assimilators, so he's never gonna get the gas for that. He's gonna build a Templar Archives to get 1 Archon. Like, that's gonna be it, or he'll need to wait for a very, very long time. This is a pretty fierce force as well that Creator is moving out with right now. +1 is over halfway done, but not quite done yet. 4 Stalkers being warped in. What's the gateway count? 4 versus 4. This is not the area you want to attack in, by the way. Don't want to go up this ramp. You really want to come from in between majority of the time. Creator disagrees as herO finds himself on, well, the backside of this engagement. Here we get a big blink forward. That's an interesting one, actually, because now the Immortals can just zone out these Stalkers. That is freaking huge. Holy cow, this was nice movement out of Creator. I didn't realize, but he set up this engagement pretty freaking perfectly. 15 workers going down on the side of herO. +1 finishing up for both players pretty much simultaneously. Sadly for these Immortals, that's going to be a bit too late, as loads and loads of Immortals have already gone down. But I think herO might just be dead anyway. herO does not have any workers left on this base. herO has really no units left on this base whatsoever. herO is pretty freaking dead right now. Yes, there's no quick reinforcements for Creator, but it doesn't matter, as walking across the map is going to be fast enough. This 3rd base is going to be toast. And GG gets called, and herO loses this game despite the failed early robo all-in that Creator went for. In game number 3 here, we see herO opening up with a build order. What it is, I don't know yet. I don't think herO quite knows yet what he's doing either. He hasn't used the 2nd chrono quite yet. Okay, now he uses it. This is a solid 20 seconds too late on the 2nd chrono. I appreciate that, herO. I really do. I have no clue what this. It's like a 1-gate expand, but on the high ground. One of the main benefits of playing the 1-gate expand is that you have the wall on the low ground. Makes it way easier to hold any type of all-in. If I am Creator here, I am freaking blink all-inning this guy. I'm doing some shenanigans. Like, there's no way I'm letting him escape with this crap. It's gonna be a fast Stargate, surely, right? Yeah, but no, Nexus? Stargate? He's faking a Nexus, kills the probe, and the probe's not gonna get the Stargate scout. Is that actually what's happening? Oh my god! Movement, baby! Well, not good enough. Sentry Stalker, low ground pylon. I like how Creator's also pretending like this is not the weirdest thing ever. Yeah, Sentry Stalker at home, this should be fine. Nexus, should be okay, right, guys? 2 more Stalkers? What? Wait, what? What is this build? What is this build? He can't even afford the Oracle yet. I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Jesus. Oh my god, this has been so bad. Like, legit so bad. I don't even understand. What in the world is Creator doing here? 6 units before Warp Gate. No pro production at all. Oh my. Okay, so for the people that don't understand why I'm so confused, it's because this build order is legitimately the worst thing I've seen in my entire life. Like, this is freaking garbage. God tier garbage. Like, if you make a tier list of garbage builds, this one has the S tier. Like, herO is legitimately playing the most unsafe opener I've seen in my entire life, and Creator is playing the most defensive opener I've seen in my entire life, despite being down in eco and scouting that he's down in eco. This is... I just don't understand it. Like, he basically didn't cut anything that he could have cut, so he built way too many workers, cut way too many... Yeah, he just cut no units, cut way too many workers. Has an infinite amount... Like, his blink is slower than his opponents. He has worse eco, slower blink, and no oracle. I don't even quite understand how this is possible. He literally has everything worse at this point. Everything. And usually, if you build a lot of units, at least you're capable of denying your opponent's scout, which makes it harder for herO to get things done. But Creator opened up with a sentry, so couldn't even deny the scout. So he gets scouted completely, and then just has the worst follow-up in the entire world. If you're planning on getting scouted completely, at least play greedy. But now he's not hiding the fact that he's building too many units defensively, because it's a sentry first. I just don't understand this at all. I think this is a Korean thing, because they don't play against max packs the entire day. If you're a European, literally your entire life is playing 2-gate versus 1-gate expand again and again and again, because max packs plays 1-gate expand every single game, and very often you play 2-gate. So I think Europeans are very used to playing this particular scenario. But Creator seems completely clueless. Like, he is dead. He's down in third Nexus timing by an infinite amount. He's not going to be capable of easily moving across the map, and even if he does, it's too late already. There are batteries in both bases. There's a freaking robotics facility going down quicker on the side of herO than on the side of Creator, which is insane. If you're Creator here, and you have no real scouting info on the map because there's an Oracle out, you honestly need to get a robo, otherwise you die against DTs. This is way too late for a regular DT timing post-Oracle. So Creator played this completely unsafe, terrible opener, and still is down 8 workers at this point. herO also is blinking like an absolute beast that he is just a lovely thing to see. He's gonna take out 2 stalkers here, and perhaps go down now. Try to blink down at least. Yep, there we go. That is something. It's manages to escape 53 workers to 44. I mean, herO's going to be taking his fort base in about 5 seconds from now if he wants to. And Creator's... What is this? A fort being added at this point. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's just that Creator is really dead already. He might not realize it, but he is extremely far behind right now. 11 workers, down in upgrades as well. The only thing he has is the stalker count. Good lord, that was a terrible blink forward. Blink, herO's going to pay a price as well. Loses 2 stalkers, kills just 1. Tries to move forward once more. herO's movement when it comes to stalkers is absolutely bonkers as well. This guy just... He has no stop, you know? You know how some people just aren't ashamed of anything in life? We've all seen these people, you know? It's kind of painful to watch, but at the same time impressive in a way. It's like, holy crap. Do you not feel any shame, you know? herO has the same, but with risk, you know? He just has no concept of risk. It's like these guys that jump off a building with the what you call it? With the parachute, like the base jumpers. Except herO goes without the parachute. You know, yeah, surely I'll land on my feet on the bottom. And he does every single time as well, and all the other base jumpers are just looking at him. It's like, what's wrong with this guy? How is it possible? And herO just, you know, gives them a smirk. Looks to the side. Creator's the one that takes the fort base first. Now I have some good news and some bad news. The good news for Creator is that his forward base is going to finish faster. The bad news is that most likely he's going to die to the 8 gates that herO is constructing here. Because he's no way he's going to hold supply deficit. Yeah, I wish my good friend Creator a lot of luck in his future endeavors, but I'm afraid that this series is going to end for him. Because there's more stalkers for herO, there is an immortal out for herO, the upgrade is quicker for herO, there's better production for herO, there's more gas in the bank for herO. herO. He has absolutely everything and Creator has nothing. Well, the one thing Creator does have is battery coverage, so he should be capable of, you know, defending things easily with maybe a battery. The problem is that this area exists in which herO can just decide which base to go to. Oh my god, I thought herO was going to just pull back and go in towards the natural, but here just blinks forward. He knows no fear. This actually is kind of scary though. I'm not sure if this was the correct call. Like this was not a great engagement initially. I still believe it's working out though. +1 is about to finish up for Creator. Yeah, just doesn't have enough crap. His 8 gateways have finally finished up, as the probes are also being pulled. And that, my dear friends, should be it, I was gonna say. I don't quite understand why we're moving back right now. Do we have a Templar Archives? Because I'd love to see 2 Archons being morphed in. No? Not the case. Not the case quite yet. Do we still have a new super battery? No, these 2 batteries are completely empty as well. And without a cannon here, without a backup pylon, I mean, this game is very, very over. I can't stress that enough. 118 supply to, well, what is it? 90. Creator just keeps losing more and more stalkers. Tries to kite back. Creator's one that stays in quite long, but staying in long doesn't mean that you have a chance of winning anymore, brother. As these batteries get depowered as well. Stalker count is well, slightly in favor of Creator, but the 2 Immortals really pack a punch. Super Battery gets activated over here on the forward base. Don't forget, that is something that Creator does have. As neither player is really starting the +2 upgrade. I love that herO is just floating a casual 1100 gas, like he doesn't really need it. To be fair, he doesn't really need it. Could have warped in a couple of Templar, gotten some Archons for extra tanking, but he says no. I want quick reinforcements. I want my Zealots, I want my Stalkers, I want all of that good stuff. And well, this game is pretty much over right now. Stalker count in favor of herO actually, as well, this naturally is also being blasted at the same time. It's over Creator. It is time to leave. You're allowed to quit the game before all your structures get taken out, as well as 18 more workers fall. And yeah, the Prism just stays alive. GG gets called. herO wins the game, wins the series in some beautiful decisions, some risky play as we know of him, and Creator just not capable of keeping up there. That is going to be it for me today. I hope you had a good time. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.